Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Michael Pinetto with Tech Examined. And did you know that your mobile wireless provider charges you a different rate if you're streaming HD as opposed to standard video? I didn't know, but after I did a little digging, I found out exactly what we're being charged. So, stick around. So one of the things I've struggled with since I've gone back to work is not being on Wi-Fi. For the past year, I've been home, and I was able to stay on my Wi-Fi generally most part of the day unless I was going out and doing something. But at that point, I wasn't really watching video on data. Everything I watched, high definition video and all that good stuff, was on Wi-Fi. Did you know that wireless providers charge a different rate per consuming data on standard definition video and high def? I didn't know about that until I found out a little bit of information today, and it was something that has been on my mind for a while now because I have been going through anywhere from 10 to 12 gigabytes a month in data. And I'm thinking, well, my daughter's using the phone, she's watching videos, but most of the data was coming from me, and I couldn't figure out what the deal was. What these companies charge is very eye-opening, and I was extremely surprised on this. So I'm going to break it down. Obviously, I am on Verizon Wireless, and I spoke to them tonight, and they gave me 3 tiers that they use. They've got 250 megabytes per hour, 650 megabytes per hour, and 2 gig per hour, which breaks down to 2,048 megabytes per hour. So what do those 3 tiers break down to? Well, like I said, I asked specific questions on what we're being charged. 250 megabytes per hour for data on Verizon. 650 megabytes per hour for 4G data. So if you're on 4G streaming on the web, 650 megabytes per hour for streaming as well as standard definition video. That's right, 480p and lower. And then, of course, if you want to watch what Verizon refers to as True HD, you've got 2,048 megabytes per hour. 2 gig per hour. Detroit Borg, that's 2 of your videos that are a half an hour long, that if we get True HD and we're watching that bad boy in 1080p the whole time, that's 2 gig of data. Boom, just like that. Now, of course, when you're on data, it's going up and down. You're not getting a perfect signal. So you're not streaming full bore that entire time. It is going up and down and fluctuating. But I watch most of my videos on my data plan in high def. So if I'm watching a couple of videos and we're about 10 minutes of video that I'm watching a day, that's why I'm maxing out to 6-7 gig a month on myself alone. So that got me thinking, what are the other providers charging? So the next one is At&T. I did go on their website, and much like Verizon, they do have a data calculator that allows you to break it down per hour. And with their standard video, we had 480 megabytes per hour, and their high def was 900 megabytes per hour. Now again, I'm trying to compare apples to apples here, and I'm not really sure if we're getting the same connection speed between At&T and Verizon. I just know that people that use At&T certainly aren't complaining that their video quality looks bad compared to True HD on what Verizon was telling me. I just break it down. If they're telling me that it's HD, I went with that 2 gig per hour, and then I compared it to the 900 megabytes per hour for At&T. That's a huge difference. I don't know if we're comparing apples to apples there, but that's the information that I broke out and was able to figure out. If they're telling me HD and they're saying that it's HD, then, again, it's like buying a mattress at a store. They're, different companies. They're not the same. What I found out as far as that goes, LTE, they consider HD. So, again, I don't hear people complaining that their video quality is any worse on At&T as opposed to Verizon. They just know that their bill is a little bit lower. And I think this may be something that we may not realize when we're watching video on our phone. So next up, I gave a call to T-Mobile. Now, you guys know I'm not necessarily a fan of T-Mobile. There are a lot of people that have great coverage and show some pretty quality speeds when they're working on T-Mobile. I did reach out to T-Mobile because they do have a calculator on their website. However, in the fine print, it breaks down to say that the calculator did not include HD streaming. So what I found out for T-Mobile was they had 480 megabytes per hour on their video. Now that's all they said was video, but like I said, in the fine print, the calculator did not include HD. So I gave a call out to T-Mobile and I tried to explain to them what I was trying to figure out, and all they kept telling me was, well, we have the truly unlimited plan, and as a rep here, I watch video all day long, and I use about 200 gigs, and I have no problem whatsoever on the unlimited, the truly unlimited data plan. And I said, okay, that's great, but what if I don't want the truly unlimited? What are you charging me for HD? He put me on hold. He came back on. He didn't have an answer. He couldn't tell me the answer. He didn't know the answer, or they didn't want to give the answer. So as far as we know, the standard definition on their video, and I'm assuming that's what it's going to be, is 480 gigs. Better than Verizon, and about the same, and a little bit more than AT&T when it comes to video. I don't know if that's considered standard streaming or HD with T-Mobile, but again, I was trying to compare apples to apples here, but it didn't seem that T-Mobile had that information available, and I can only read by the fine print that that's standard streaming on there. So right now we're talking, a couple hundred gigs megabyte difference between AT&T and T-Mobile as far as what they consider streaming, standard streaming. So I don't know, what it is. Maybe I'll give it a try another time to follow up with you guys. But the same thing went for Sprint. I actually went on their website. They had a calculator. Now their calculator was even worse. It didn't even tell me in fine print that it didn't include HD. So I can only assume that it does. I don't know. And their charge, 716 megabytes per hour for their streaming video. Again, I reached out to them and I tried to ask them if they could break it down, if that included HD, and the guy couldn't figure it out. He didn't know the answer. All he cared about was selling me their truly unlimited or their unlimited plan, and that he could charge me $350, which was double what I'm doing right now with Verizon to get unlimited. And I'll be completely honest with you, I really didn't need it. And I asked him several times, do you have a breakdown of this 700 megabytes compared to standard and HD? And he really wasn't much of a help. So I could only go by what was on their website and assume that that's HD. I don't know. Now this is extremely important because if you're someone that is using your data and you may not be on Wi-Fi and you're watching video, this is just a little bit of information for you to be a little bit more cautious when you're looking at your bill. It was certainly a wake-up call to me when I'm doing that. So I do have somewhat of a solution for you. If you're someone that is using YouTube and watching videos, we all love to watch that crispy video in 4K. Now, of course, our phones don't have 4K. Most of us don't have monitors in 4K, but we do have some pretty good monitors. 2560 by 1440, 1080p, which is quality video. And we would love to watch the best quality on our phones. However, there is an option on your phone, on your YouTube app, that if you are using your data, you can actually make sure that you're not streaming high definition content when you're away from Wi-Fi. Now on the iOS app, when you go into your YouTube app and you go up to the top left corner there and pick your options, you go to the little cog and you go to that drop down and the window will pop up, and you notice you've got your safe search, open links with Chrome, and play HD on Wi-Fi only. Boom. I'm going to put that on there and I'm going to use that and see if there's any difference. Now, if you are using Android, it is a little bit different, but it's the same concept. You're going to go ahead over to the YouTube app, and once your YouTube app opens, you have your three dots on the right-hand side there, and I think most of them do look like this. And you're going to go up into your settings, and you're going to go under General, and then you see there, limit mobile data usage. Only stream HD video on Wi-Fi. You're going to check that, and again, when you're away from Wi-Fi, you're able to actually keep it to a minimum. Now, I understand what's the point if you want to watch it on this beautiful brand new screen for the S6. You know, great, but you have to be careful, especially for people who are on Verizon. If we're being charged 2 gig per hour on HD quality video, they broke it down that that's 720p or higher. So if you're watching that, you gotta be careful. I think that's where most of my data went, and I wanted to share this information with you guys in the hopes that if you're someone that's struggling trying to figure out where all your data is going, I think I found it. I hope this helped you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know that stuff like this is important to you guys, and I hope it was to most of you. To catch my next video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for all your support. I hope this helped someone out there, and if you have any questions, hit me up down below. We'll get some good conversation going. Other than that, I will talk to you guys in the next video.